let's talk about, first of all, next step. How long have you all been around, and who do you serve, and how many do you get to serve throughout the year?
So Next Step, as it is known as a nonprofit now, has been in existence for a little over 20 years. It was in existence previous to that in conjunction with St. John's Episcopal Church as part of their ministry of their church. But as a nonprofit, we came into existence about 20 years ago. And so we currently have an emergency day shelter, which is about half of what we do, where we serve homeless, mostly chronically homeless and street homeless, come to us for breakfast and lunch and for all kinds of social work and case management services and to get IDs and birth certificates and stuff like that. And then the other half of what we do is our transitional housing program. So we have 3 group homes and 6 now single family homes and 4 apartments in conjunction with First Presbyterian Church. So with the housing, we can serve about 50 people, families and individuals, veterans. We have an emphasis on veterans too, and in those homes. But overall, annually, we serve between 1,500 and 1,600 separate individuals a year. So we serve quite a few people with what we're doing, coming in and out of our day shelter and our housing. And so our emphasis is to provide supportive services, to assist people in becoming healthier as far as all the things that they might need as far as physical health, mental health, addiction services, as much as we can connect them with services in our community. So that's kind of what we're doing. And of course, our ultimate goal is to help people transition out of homelessness. That's what we do right now.
There is no doubt that you've needed a new place to call home, and you finally have a location there in downtown Fort Smith. How much is this going to help you do what you do every day?
So we will actually be building a new facility at South 6 and South I, which is a 4-acre lot. We have plans to have an emphasis on housing at this facility, because when we get to that point where it's built, we'll actually be closing our emergency day shelter. So we're going to go all in on housing, which we have found the most effective way, of course, to end homelessness. And so we'll have a big supportive services housing facility that will house all of our housing that we currently have. Plus, we're going to be building 30 tiny homes, units that are only about 100 square foot each, where an individual can live within one of those as a transitional living. It'll be called bridge housing. So we're really working on the people who are living on the streets or in encampments to give them an opportunity kind of at a lower entry point level to come into this housing and work through our program. They could stay there up to 6 months. We'll have all kinds of programmatic challenges for them to work through the issues that they have and to be part of this small community of housing. And then we're hoping that we can move them from that bridge housing to our transitional housing or to other permanent housing that's available in our community. So we're going to really have a great small, tiny home housing community there, where our offices are also going to be located. So we'll be moving all of our services there, except keeping our community housing that we currently have in place too.
So this doesn't replace all of what you have now. It's just going to centralize it more.
That's right. We will close the emergency day shelter, so we won't be doing that kind of walk-in services to people who are on the street, but we'll be giving those people opportunities to actually be in housing with us. And we'll still maintain a street outreach program where we're going out like we do right now. We go out and try to meet the needs of people on the street, get to know them, build a relationship so that we could interview them for the kind of housing that we'll have. So
how
we're
soon
really excited.
Do you get to move into this new place?
Well, as you can imagine, it's an expensive project. It's about $3.8 million. We've already purchased the land with the help of friends and grants that we have. And so we just actually had some great news. We got a really large federal grant that came through the city of Fort Smith just this week. We got over $900,000 for this project from them. So we are now about halfway through our fundraising. And so we don't intend to go into debt for this. So we are still fundraising. I'm still writing grants. We've got some other federal grants to look at. So that will be, we're not going to start building until we have our money. So we're, of course, looking for support from businesses and individuals. But having said that, we've got about 6 to 8 months of design and engineering work. And after that, 12 to 18 months of building. So we're hoping that if things go as we desire, that within 2 years we could be in it. That seems like a long time, but actually from beginning to end on a big project like that, it's not that long. We wish we could be in there earlier, but unless somebody would like to drop a pot of gold upon us, it's probably going to take that long. Yeah.
How much will this help what you do? I know you see a lot of people now, but this has got to open the door up even more.
Yes. I mean, one of the most frustrating things about working with people who are on the street is that you just don't have anything to offer them as far as a place to go. There isn't enough housing for all of the unsheltered people that we have in our community. And so we're going to start with 30 units. We're leaving green space to, if it's very, super successful and we can handle it, we'll add more units. And this gives us an actual place to give people a place where they're not looking behind their backs, guarding all their stuff all the time. They'll have a secure place where they'll be in a non-congregate housing unit. They can lock the door. They'll have a very safe place to be. And that way they can kind of shed some of the insecurities they have and work with our professional staff to better themselves and move on into a better situation for themselves. So for us as staff, we're incredibly excited to have an opportunity to give them a place to stay. A congregate facility is not for everybody. And so this will be a facility that's going to suit people who are not willing to go into a regular shelter. This gives us something new in our community to offer people who are on the street.
How much being a part of the United Way helps you with not only this, but just day to day?
Well, being a United Way community partner has had such tremendous advantages, not only because they do help support us financially, but they avail all of their knowledge and services that they have and connections to us through volunteers, through trainings that we can go to, through marketing and all kinds of PR that they give us, as well as just real support from their tremendous staff. And many people in our community have great trust in the United Way and all they do. And so if they know that we're an agency that's working with United Way as a community partner, they know that they're looking at our finances. Someone is looking at all we're doing. And so as a donor, you can look at a United Way agency and feel pretty confident that what you're giving money to has been looked at and vetted and is a stable community asset. So that's another really great thing about being a partner with United Way.
All right, Sharon, I know it's been a long and sort of bumpy road to get to this point, but congratulations on the new place. And I hope it goes up in a short amount of time.
I look forward to one day having you there on site when we have our groundbreaking and surround ourselves with all the people who help make that happen. So thanks for the attention to this project. We really appreciate it.